Yo, what is going on, everyone in the crypto space? So before we get into today's video, make sure to subscribe if you are new and drop a like on this video if you do want to support the channel. And also let me know in the comments how you like this new camera angle, because when I had it up on my monitor originally, the light from the windows really emanates super bright. So I wanted to try out a new camera angle and see if this worked out better. So what I want to talk about today is if we have hit the bottom in this market, and I'm going to go over some things that have happened in the past over the charts and compare that to where we are now, and typically how this market reacts after we hit the bottom of a dip. So what I want to first point out is that we had a little battle at about 300 billion market cap. It stayed there for a couple days, and now it's dropped even further. But what you should take note of is that at this point right now, at the market really low, this is perceived as a very great purchasing point for a good amount of people, but a good majority of the market is very scared right now and does not want to invest because they're scared it'll drop lower. But there's very smart money in this market, institutional money, or just people like you and me who view this as a good buying opportunity instead of being scared of the market. This is why we see a surge in the volume. Typically during this dip down where we had a 24-hour volume of about $12 billion. And now that we're at this point, you can see volumes have substantially risen in cryptocurrencies. And now we have a 24-hour volume of 17 billion. So we do have people taking advantage of these low prices, which could forecast that we are pretty much near the bottom. Now, if we look at the history of Bitcoin, I wanted to bring up two scenarios that's very similar. Now, what's weird with the crypto market, I want to say weird, but I don't think this happens that much in Forex or stock trading as much as it does in cryptocurrency. But when we do have a dip in Bitcoin, so here, for example, we hit nearly 3,000, and then it came crashing down and hit a low of $1,800. But what you notice is that when it comes down very low, it has a sharp spike up in value. So you can see it came down, but the people started to really buy the dip here. We can see by this long wick. They bought it up, bought it up, bought it up. People start to, I mean, what's weird is that people will start to FOMO into a low price because when they see it at a very low value like it is right now, and then it starts to gradually gain traction, people will tend to FOMO in because they don't want to miss out on the low prices that it's at. So, for example, here it hit 3,000, bottomed out at $1,800, and then had a sharp spike in purchases, and then had a little consolidation phase, and then continued to spike up. This is what happened after a pretty big dip in the market. And then right here, during this price point, there was some FUD about South Korea banning cryptocurrency, so we had a very sharp downward trend all the way down until it bottomed out at nearly $3,000 from hitting $5,000 an all-time high. So once it came down here, you can see the same pattern again, is that this steep dip resulted in a large buying volume, then people started to FOMO in, and it keeps going up. A little sell-off, but overall people kept FOMOing into the low prices, and that ultimately, so you can see this again on another example, that it hits 8,000, then it bottomed out at 5,300, then it had the sharp buy-in, which led us all the way up to 20,000. Now, the point where we're at now, it's a little bit different than those last ones because this one is the largest drop in terms of percent compared to the ones I showed you. So now we are at a point where you can see this again, it came down, but then it had a sharp spike back into the price, hitting around $12,000, but now we're dropping back down again. So honestly, my theory is that we are very close to the bottom, if not already at it. And what I wanted to say is that I think in these next couple of weeks, we can predict to see one of these right here happening again, because once it kind of settles down, and let's say once it starts to go down and it sort of will kind of settle a little bit, people will want to FOMO back into the price and they'll gain confidence, because once it settles, the initial people that wanted to buy in at the price, they say, okay, well, it hasn't been going down, so I'm going to buy in. And then the people who are considering buying in see that it's starting to creep up. That just creates a whole FOMO of people fearing that they're going to miss out on the low price. So the ultimate point of this video is that I think we are very much near the bottom, and I could expect in the next couple of weeks we will see a sharp spike in value just due to people fearing of missing out on low prices on cryptocurrency. Now, usually my videos are Ripple focused, but when I'm saying this, I'm not talking about specifically Bitcoin. I'm using Bitcoin as an example, but I'm speaking for all cryptocurrencies right now. No matter what you're in, unless you're like in the way low down here, but for about the top 15, I'd say that we are going to see a pretty big spike in the next couple weeks due to just being down so low. And now, what makes me think we're really at the bottom is, again, like I said before, is that we are seeing a pretty sharp spike in 24-hour volume, people taking advantage of these dips. This could hopefully give it some strength. It'll start to creep up a bit, and then people will FOMO in and drive it up a good 30-40% in a couple of days. So that is my prediction. The next few weeks, I think we will see a very sharp spike in volume. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to check the links in the description to support the channel. You can follow my Twitter at TeenageBuffett or pick up a legendary Nano S to keep your cryptocurrency safe. I know your cryptocurrency might not be worth a lot right now, but could potentially be worth a lot in the future because the prices right now do not dictate the future value. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully, we do see some gains in the next coming weeks. That's my prediction. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.